Welcome to Caribbean Focus. Caribbean Focus is the community voice of the Caribbean at Medgar College. The weekly radio program highlights Caribbean educational, cultural, and social affairs, and it airs on WNYE 91.5 FM. And we are streaming live on Facebook at Caribbean Focus CF. I am your host, Hermina Marcellin. Today, we are honored to host and to have the organizers and contestants of Miss Saint Lucia Independence USA 2026. And I want to mention that this prestigious event is hosted at Medgar College in collaboration with Four Roots Entertainment, with the Consulate General of St. Lucia in New York. So I would like to begin by welcoming the visionary organizers who have created this vital platform to highlight our perseverance and heritage, Mr. Kieran Dirtyville and Miss Neva Jean, who will not be able to join us today, but welcome, Mr. Kieran. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you. It's an honor, always a pleasure being with you. And we are so happy that once again, Caribbean Focus is partnering with us to present the Miss Saint Lucia Independence Pageant again in 2026.
Thank you very much. And we also would like to welcome the remarkable Black, bold, and beautiful women who will be gracing the stage at the esteemed Medgar College in Brooklyn, New York, right in Brooklyn. And before actually I introduced the contestants, I want to say, have a special guest, which is, I guess, new to Caribbean Focus. But the contestants are contestant number 1, Miss Tome Nelson, contestant 2, Miss Makisha Anthony, contestant number 3, Miss Nandi Walcott, and finally contestant number 4, Miss Cruzan and Cools. Welcome to Caribbean Focus, and let me add you all to the stage. Yes. Welcome. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, we have two actually special guests joining us today. And before I welcome them onto the stage, I would like to again thank them for this last minute pop up to come in and join us. We have seen the vision from the organizers, and now we're able to see live in person those who have graced the stage before. And before we get to that, I wanted to first ask Mr. Kieran. You mentioned that your upbringing in Mabuya Valley in Dennery, and how it has transformed and contributed to your upbringing. During our last interview, you revealed how your background instilled in you a deep sense of community and culture. And now looking at your work today with the organization, how do you see the values of that upbringing shaping your involvement in the pageant?
Well, I think my upbringing, like I said, we were community based. So Mabuya Valley, when you say you're from Denny Riviera, where I am from, basically I'm a country boy, and the country lifestyle meant community. It meant you're going back to the idea of the kudme, because I can remember my grandmother, my grand aunts, when they had the Kudman. So you'd have had all the men from the town actually showing up on the farm if it's planting day. It extended to someone is sick. For example, you would have heard, oh my God, Hermina is sick. But then on a Sunday, as that one vehicle starts down the road, by the time you get to the end of the block, there were 20 vehicles because people are finding out you're going to Victoria Hospital. So now the entire town is headed towards Victoria Hospital. Or I remember growing up as a child, for example, someone passed away. There was no funeral home. So you'd have taken, you get rid of the mattress, you have the box spring, the body would be there. And at a certain point, you would hear the noise, the men are building the casket. Then you would have the women are preparing the food. Then you had the ritual of after the burial. You had, I remember as a child, where the entire community would come together. The women to clean the house, you would take everything from the house and you would wash it from top to bottom. And then there's 9 days later. So it has always been a sense of community. And I remember community meant on a Sunday, prior to me putting on my shorts and my T-shirt and going my cricket, I had to ensure that the elderly persons in the community, every drum had water, every elderly person had a plate of food, and then I could go about my my daily activities. So that has extended to my life in the United States. Coming up in this country, to this country as a young person, a lot of what I've learned about St. Lucia, I've learned from St. Lucians here. So now when I go back home, the stories that I've heard, you know what, let me go and check out that place. So let me go and, because I heard the stories, but I never lived it. So the pageant, Four Roots, the community service, it all ties in. And it sort of, I think it means a lot to me because it keeps me tied to my community, tied to my country, and it maintains my St. Lucianness.
Thank you so very much. And as I mentioned previously, that Miss Never, she would really wanted to she wanted to join us, but I will pose that question to you now that you're working alongside Neva Jean to bring this pageant to life. Tell us how the two of you met and what brought you two together as partners in this work.
I think the entire Four Roots team, including Neva, we met again by doing community service. I met her when I joined the fold at the St. Lucia House Foundation, and the young person sort of took the reins from those who passed it on to us to ensure that the needs of the St. Lucian community was being met. So at every turn, we are always thinking about different ways to bring the community together, different ways to, again, maintain our St. Lucianness, different ways to show the rest of New York City. Like any other place, St. Lucia has a rich history. St. Lucia has a rich culture. So our goal was to always find new and innovative ways to ensure that happened. There was a time where there was a beauty contest being held in the St. Lucian community. That would have been maybe the early 80s or the late 80s, but it fell by the wayside. And we thought, what an exciting way to sort of bring that back to the fold and sort of let persons know that there are so many talented young persons out there, and we went the pageant route to show the world that St. Lucia has young women doing so much, so many great things in the community. And by extension, at every turn, our work in putting this together has afforded us the opportunity to meet other great St. Lucians, because we knew Hermina, we knew as a poet, but we didn't know the extent to how involved you are in the community. We didn't know that you were a professor teaching. We didn't know that you were hosting a television show and a radio show. So it's via Four Roots and the work that we're doing, we met persons such as yourself. Again, you've become a partner, and we value the partnership. So it's all about building and all about providing the innovators and the persons who are doing things in our community a platform to let St. Lucians, and let the world know everything that's going on in our community.
Thank you so very much. And again, it is a pleasure to be part of the community, and I take it gracefully and with pride. You have been involved in community development, cultural preservation, and youth engagement for many years. You not new to the Caribbean Focus stage, where we had our in-depth interview during the last pageant. What are the goals for this year's pageant, and what impact do you hope it will have on the St. Lucian community here in the United States and back home?
I think the focus, the vision remains the same. Do what we do, placing the right persons in the right place. And like we've always said at Four Roots, we are not sort of reinventing the wheel. When the young women come to us, they come fully packaged, independent, bold young women already doing great things. What we hope is that they take the experience and as organizers, standing, supporting them and affording them the platform to accomplish whatever it is they're trying to accomplish and to get them to the finish line. These people are they're professionals, they're students, they have their own lives going on. So to put a chunk of time aside to participate in this pageant is really a gift to the St. Lucian community, and a gift at the right time, which is independence season, to the people of St. Lucia and to our community at large within the diaspora. So we're just looking to build and to sort of provide them with that platform to accomplish all the goals that they've set. And I think from what we've seen hosting the previous two pageants, we are doing that, where the young women are doing great things and St. Lucians here are benefiting, but St. Lucians at home are sort of reaping the benefits of whatever is being done on this side of town.
Thank you for this explanation. And you mentioned Four Roots. Please, what's in the name? How did that name come about?
When we were trying to come up with a name, we started a team of four, and then we had the number 4 down. And then we were thinking, yeah, it's 4 persons, but what are we really trying to accomplish? So we thought we're trying to plant a seed. And if you plant that seed, as it grows, it will grow roots. And we just said, you know what? 4 Roots, everybody said, let's go with it. And that was the name, 4 Roots. So we are planting the St. Lucian seed, and we're hoping that as it grows, as the root spreads, it spreads by watering persons who need to be watered. And those who have been watered, taking the opportunity now to even water more persons, thereby extending the reach and ensuring that the needs of every St. Lucian within the diaspora and the needs of St. Lucians at home are being met. We may start off small, but you have to start somewhere. And for us at Four Roots, what we are seeing happening, we can't even say we're starting off small. You have Kelly with her 7 Gem Foundation. You have Taylor, who's our reigning queen, who just launched her own foundation. So they're actually in St. Lucia doing great things. And yes, Four Roots afforded them the platform to put the wheels in motion. But it's all their idea, it's their hard work. So right now, the work that they're doing, we support them fully, but Four Roots as a team can say, well, oh, we're doing the work. They're doing the work. They're spending the resources. You have Kelly was doing her drive up, like I think from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You had Taylor putting her lunch together on a Monday with an extremely capable pool of panelists. And the discussion was so invigorating that, you know, everyone is primed and ready to assist her, because she's all about mentoring. She's all about ensuring that young persons are influenced and putting them on the right path and putting them in contact with the right persons and doing the work on the ground. And that takes a lot, in a sense, because now you're maybe putting your life on hold on this side of town to ensure that everything you're trying to accomplish in St. Lucia is happening in St. Lucia, and not working just via a team, but you're also on the grounds ensuring that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed.
Thank you so very much for this in-depth explanation, and looking at the idea of how roots function, and that actually leads us to in welcoming actually the royal family, welcoming our special guests. We've seen and we've heard the visions from the organizers, and now let us meet the women who have truly lived it. It is an absolute honor to welcome to Caribbean Focus two women who represent the legacy and the current standard of this crown that Kieran so explicitly speaks about. First, the woman who made history as our very first Miss Saint Lucia Independence USA 2024, Kelly Indy Smith, representing the Southern Gem of Choiseul. And joining her is our current reigning queen, who has carried the title with such grace during her last win last February. February, the powerhouse advocate, our Miss Saint Lucia Independence USA 2025, Miss Taylor St. Rose, representing Babonneau. Welcome to the show, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'd like to thank you again for this last minute pop up to really present yourself to the platform, to Caribbean Focus, to our viewing, watching, listening audience. And I know that you are in St. Lucia. So, again, I want to thank you for making the effort to be here and welcoming you once again to Caribbean Focus. I will start with you, um, Miss Taylor. How has been your experience? I mean, you now currently the reigning queen, and your reign is coming to a close in just a few weeks. And what has been the most rewarding part of representing the diaspora this past year? And I will first hand it to Taylor, if you could hear me. You're on Taylor, I think, is on mute. Okay. So you know what? Let us shift that question to Kelly, and when she unmutes, we will get her response as well. So Kelly, same question to you. What has been the most rewarding part of representing the diaspora as the first ever queen?
Hello, everyone. Again, good evening. Thank you, Hermina, for having me. I'm really glad that this was able to work out. I will say there's been a lot of moments that have stood out to me, but one of the most rewarding, I think, to represent the diaspora is really, molding myself as a leader, being able to see what different areas and different persons in the diaspora, may need, how they work, and just getting those opportunities to reach out to, St. Lucians far and wide. I've been able to speak with St. Lucians in Canada, St. Lucians um, obviously in St. Lucia, here in the US, across the five boroughs. So just being England, just being able to make connections and really pushing our community forward, that has been very, very rewarding for me.
Thank you so very much. And
Mhm.
you set the standard as the first ever queen. Looking back at that night at Medgar College, how has that moment changed your life and your connection to St. Lucia? Actually, you're actually right now connected to St. Lucia because you're home.
Yeah, it definitely has impacted me tremendously. And that moment was one of those, I think it will be a top five. I know I have a long life ahead of me, but I think it will definitely be one of my top memories. And, I'm urging all the contestants as well to just embrace the opportunity with open arms and use it as an opportunity to grow. But for me, Um, it has really, like I said, made me a leader, obviously with the Southern Gem Foundation. And now I'm showing up in spaces that I may not have shown up maybe if I was just trying to do something without the platform that I had. So really it has been
You
showing up
know,
as a leader home. Like I said, currently I'm in Saint Lucia doing work with the foundation. So it's really just been growing and molding in that way.
thank you so very much. I was hoping, your response, right on task and right with the mission, as Miss Karen, as Mr. Kieran explained. Uh, Tell me more about what you've been up to.
Yeah, we've been up to quite a few things. So the general structure of how we work with Southern Gem is, every year we kind of pick initiatives or pick different projects we could work on and see how we could help the community. And this year we picked to donate uniforms to a sports club here in St. Lucia and also to create gift baskets for disabled youth. It was our holiday cheer gift baskets. So, the entire year was kind of wrapped around that, trying to fundraise for that. We fundraised through our annual fundraising mixer, and we also had our holiday pledge season, which is between November and January 1st. And like Kieran mentioned earlier, we did that entire streamathon, just bringing persons on, sharing why it's important to, take youth development seriously, why it's important for us to come together as a community, combine our efforts and our resources, and just help the youth. So what we've been doing is kind of just continuing what the initial framework was, which was go after initiatives yearly, but also in that process learning what needs to be done, how to work legally in both in the US and in St. Lucia, and just growing as an organization.
Thank you so very much. And what are some of the challenges that you face, and how are you prepared to overcome these challenges?
So one of the challenges I will say is because we are based in the US, sometimes it gets a bit difficult to try to do work on ground. And although we do, I'm sorry for the music, I'm in St. Lucia, so someone's having a good time outside. But we do have a team here. So it has really been trying to create like a team that can probably, am I still in the show? Everyone
Yes,
does this.
yes, we're
Yes,
still
Yeah.
Okay,
you
okay,
can fill in.
sorry.
Yes.
yes.
Um, so it's really been trying to form a team that can stand on its own and able to actually work here, in a way that's very effective. And again, I think one of the biggest hurdles right now is learning how to work effectively, learning the policies, the bureaucracy of it all, and just making those connections so that we're able to more efficiently do what we want to do in the community.
Thank you. And any words of encouragement? I know you said that, in your initial uh, interview. What are some of the encouraging words that you will have for our new contestants?
Some encouraging words. I kind of mentioned it earlier. Just take this opportunity for what it is. In the pageant world and the pageant arena, typically sometimes it's seen as, it's all about who looks pretty and who's the most, beautiful. But really and truly, this is an opportunity to grow as an individual because it stretches you. It's allowing you to enter a space that you've never entered before, to learn things about yourself that you may not know, to improve things about yourself that you know is part of who you want to be in life. So just to take it for that opportunity to refine yourself and to grow into, the woman that you want to be. And also to be serious about it. If there's a mission that you have, if there's something on your heart, on your platform, it doesn't end at pageant night. Even if, you may not, because there could only be one winner, even if we all, in our own way are winners, that doesn't deter you and that doesn't stop you from actually moving forward and doing more. And I think we have a prime example of Cheyenne Smith. He was not crowned the winner, but she was able to continue that. And again, it is what this platform offers. It offers you an opportunity to pivot if the result is not in your favor. And if it is, you still have that opportunity. So I would just say to have fun, take the opportunity to grow, but also be serious about yourself and what you want to do with your platform.
Thank you so very much. And thank you for on such a last minute. I mean, you are exhibiting the qualities of a queen, a forever queen. So thank you so very
Thank
much
you.
for all the work that you're doing. And I wanted to just mention to our viewing, our listening audience, I think there's a little technicality. Of course, Taylor, I think there, for some reason, is unable. Let me see here. Let me see if I'm able to add her. Taylor, are you able to hear me now? Yeah, I think there is an issue with the audio. But you guys, are you able to hear me?
Yeah. I
Yes.
think
Okay.
Taylor and Tomai couldn't hear us. Tomai couldn't hear
Yeah.
as well.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with the connection. But I'm seeing on,
I am not able to hear you, but I have you on Facebook, so
wow.
you can hear an echo potentially.
Okay. No problem. That's perfect. Thank you for gracing Caribbean Focus. And this crown looks beautiful on you. And congratulations once again.
Yeah, there's
So yeah, there is a lag. That's fine. No problem. That's perfect. Thank you for gracing Caribbean Focus. And this crown looks beautiful on you. And congratulations once again.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure if I'm speaking in proper connection of time.
Yes, there is a
Okay.
lag, and we're willing to work with that. And I will ask the same question as I did to Kelly about your reign.
Thank you so
Well, more
much. I'm
specifically,
not
your
sure if I'm
reign coming to
speaking
a
in
close
proper
in just a
connection
few
of
weeks,
time.
and what has been the most
Yes, there
rewarding
is a
part
lag, and
of
we're willing
representing
to
the
work with
diaspora
that.
this past year? And I will ask the same question as I did to Kelly about your reign. Um, well, more specifically, your reign coming to a close in just a few weeks, and what has been the most rewarding part of representing the diaspora this past year?
Okay, I just got the full question. So I'm going to say that the most, sorry, I need to mute this. Bear with me. Um, with my reign coming to an end, I have been doing a lot of reflection and taking time to figure out exactly what the most rewarding part was for me. I have so many answers. I think I have narrowed it down to the impact that I've been able to have on just my immediate community. I haven't done the most outlandish things, but just from the simple conversations that I've been invited into, from the small volunteer opportunities of people letting me into their homes, into schools, working with children, I have been accepted in a way and given an authority in a way that has been so fulfilling because people trust that I'm going to come in with an open heart and help in any way that I can. And that is a responsibility and a trust that is overwhelming at times. Additionally, I am so blessed to be able to have spent so much time in St. Lucia during my reign. I've been going back and forth. And the benefit for that to me is part of the foundation that I started is a mentorship program and being able to make connections at home in St. Lucia and then also at home in New York and bridge those gaps. And as Miss Saint Lucia USA, I took it as my duty to figure out how I can serve in both places and connect the diaspora the best that I to the best of my abilities. It's going to take so many different people doing what they can do, but the small piece that I can handle, I am very grateful for that. Lastly, I would say being able to guide the next set of girls for the pageant has been beyond rewarding. I did not expect that or anticipate that part of my reign to be so impactful, but from around August, July, I started to speak to girls who were interested, and I am someone that they can lean on and talk to about anything related to the pageant. My arms are so open to whatever they have to ask me about. And I feel so excited to see what they're going to do on the night of the pageant. And I'm just so excited to pass on the crown and pass on everything that I've learned along the journey to the next queen.
Yes, and that actually segues into my next question on remembering that incredible night, February 1st, and you representing Babylon, taking home the crown. And could you expound a little more on
Okay, I just got
now being, now you're being the one crowning the next queen? Please explain what you're looking forward to.
When it comes to the night of the pageant, what I'm looking forward to most is being able to place the crown on the next queen's head. All of the contestants have such incredible platforms, such incredible hearts, and similarly to when I competed, every single girl that I was competed with, we all had such strong conviction and commitment to our causes, and not just to our causes, but to being kind and queenly women in any way that we knew how. So whoever I put that crown on February 7th is going to be such a treat and such a joy. I also look forward to being able to see a lot of the same people who came to the show last year and the year before, because I was in the audience the year before, and being able to mingle and have conversations and just see where people are feeling the most like excited about the pageant. It's a new pageant, so every year we want to see the crowd grow bigger and bigger, and I think that's what I'm most excited for the 7th itself. Oh, additionally,
Yes.
I am excited for the final gown that I get to wear.
Yes, that sounds like a treat. Thank you so much. And I again thank you so much at the last minute for gracing the platform and meeting the ladies. I hope all of you enjoyed this treat. I will actually move on to our contestants, but before I let you go, please, any last words for your for the listening viewing audience on when or where you can be contacted. For instance, if you have an upcoming event, if you want to use this opportunity to mention that. So I will start with Miss Kelly. Any your tag handles where the listening and viewing audience can reach out, and we will pass it over to Taylor to also share her contact information.
Um, I would say, were those last words for me thumbs up or thumbs down?
I actually, well, it's for both of you. It was both for Kelly and you, but I know the connection is kind of slow, but that's okay. I will leave it with you, Taylor. If you could share your contact information where the audience can reach you.
Yes, I heard bits and pieces of what was said, and I am going to answer to the best of my ability. Um, First, the last thing that I would want to say for the girls, we're so close to the show, and I know that it can start to feel a little bit overwhelming. It's all about to get so real. I remember these last few weeks. You have more interviews than you have before. You are rehearsing more. You have dress rehearsals. You need to be finalizing everything. And I know the weight that that puts on you, but you got it. Like you've gotten this far and you genuinely have nothing to worry about. Your chaperones won't let you down. Neva and Karen and Kieran and Miss Shauna will not let you down. You have a support system to get you through this, and I'm here as well. So I'm just going to say that try your best to give yourself grace and to have hope in the people around you, because you are not alone in this process. When it comes to me, last things that I want to say, I recently launched my foundation, the St. Rose Foundation. We had our first event last week, and I'm so excited to see what we do throughout 2026. And if you want to learn more about our initiatives, I know we're short on time, I won't go into it now, but you can follow us at the St. Rose Foundation on Instagram. Additionally, you can always reach out to me if you want to learn more about what the St. Rose Foundation will be doing for 2026. And you can follow my personal Instagram at Taylor St. Rose. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I hope that it went smoothly enough, all things considered.
Indeed, indeed, it did. We did our best despite the technical issues, and that's what happens with technology. It is convenient, but inconvenient
Yes,
in one way or
I heard
another.
bits and pieces of what was said. We did our best
So
despite
I'm
the
going to
technical issues, and
move
that's what
on and
happens with
segue to
technology.
our
It is convenient, but
contestants,
inconvenient
and I would
in
like
one
to
way or another.
thank our queens for
So
that beautiful,
I'm going to
inspirational
move on and
information that they've
segue
shared
to.
with us. And now it would be time to meet the young ladies who are ready to follow in their footsteps. Let
I would
us
like to
welcome the first 2026 contestants representing each constituency, Miss Tomaya. Am I saying that correctly? And also, um, I know there's some technical issues as well, but let me see if I can have you. Can you hear me? And I think you're
I can
okay.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Great. I can.
Okay. It's a little delayed, but I
I
can hear you.
okay. Technology. Thank you so very much. And we have contestant number 2, Miss Makisha Anthony. You're here.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
You are so very welcome. Miss Nandi Walcott, contestant number 3, will not be able to join us today, again because of schedule, but we'll reconvene later on this week, and you, our viewing and listening audience, will have an opportunity to meet Nandi Walcott, contestant number 3. But we do have contestant number 4, Miss Cruzanne Cools.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much. And let us start with Tomai. Am I saying that correctly? It is such a
Yes.
beautiful and interesting name, and I know I'm not the only one who has to pause.
You're not the only one, but thank you. It's
You
Tomai.
have
You got it.
Tomai. Thank you so very much. Let us start with you. What inspired you to participate in the Miss Saint Lucia Independence USA pageant?
The pageant has always interested me, considering my mother does participate in chaperoning. And just in general, I've been around pageants for a relatively long time. And I used to do performing arts and things of that sort, but I ended up growing up and I got very, very timid. So I found that the pageant is a great way to get myself out of that, get some new confidence, and also show my skills and put myself out there. And also find this would be a platform for me to really indulge in the St. Lucian community more,
Hmm.
considering I both of my parents are from there, so all my heritage is from St. Lucia, and I feel like the pageant is going to help me tap into that more. So
Thank you. And how would you describe the personal qualities that make you a strong contender for the crown?
I think the qualities that I possess that would help me win the crown would be I find that I'm very optimistic and enthusiastic about this entire experience. I take it as
Mm.
a learning experience. And I also think that I'm very caring. So I find that this pageant is also going to help me showcase how much I care about our St. Lucian people and specifically my platform, Elderly Care. I think this is a wonderful way to showcase that. And I also find that my talents will also aid in me obtaining this title, and I'm very very excited.
I can see. Thank you so much. And I will ask this question to all of the contestants, and we can start with you, Tomai, and we will move on with the other contestants answering that same question. If crowned, what message or initiative would you want to champion within the St. Lucian community, within your own community as well? If you're crowned, what's the message and the initiative that you hope to fulfill or champion?
The message that I would want to express would be take care of one another.
Hmm.
And the reason I say that is as part of my platform and just in general, I think that this pageant and my fellow pageant contestants, I feel we take care of one another. I feel like as human beings, as our duty. So I think that is the message I want to share. Like take care of each other in the community, take care of each other at home as a whole. I think taking care of each other is very important.
Same question to you, contestant number two. If crowned, what message or initiative would you want to champion?
Okay. Uh, if crowned Miss Saint Lucia USA, I think I definitely would want the younger generation to know that any dream you have is possible to to go after it. You just have to focus on what you really want and what's stopping you. You might feel discouraged sometimes, but as long as you know what you want and you're determined to get it, then you can.
Great. And contestant number four, Cruzanne. Again, interesting name. I like the name. I like how it cruises into the other name. I like that.
Thank you. Um, so basically, my platform is around youth advocacy. And what I would do if crowned, I would basically push for youth advocacy and youth based policies. As someone who had the first hand experience growing up in St. Lucia, sometimes I wish there were more avenue and outlets just for me as a young person to address many different challenges, whether that be social challenges, mental health challenges, whatever the case is. I feel like we need more spaces in St. Lucia for young people, particularly to help them thrive. So that would be my main course of action to really push for that because the youth are our future and we need, to really help foster their talents and all of the potential that they have.
Thank you for this response. Makisha, let's go back to you for a second. What does representing St. Lucia mean to you on a deeper level?
Okay. Okay, so representing St. Lucia really means getting the opportunity to share St. Lucia not only with others who do not know about St. Lucia, but also with the younger generation the ones who are not in touch with St. Lucia, even though they might have family or they might hear about it. This is a chance to actually let them know that even if you are from St. Lucia, all those opportunities are out there for us, and not because you're from a little island means it stops there.
Thank you so much. And if you were to win the title, how would you use this platform to uplift others?
Okay, one thing I really enjoy is cultivating community. I love bringing people together in spaces where they could just come together and show whether it's their talents, their skills, or just enjoy each other's presence. So I think that would be one thing that I'm looking forward to. It would be just bringing people together and giving people who have talents but no spotlight a chance to actually showcase that talent.
Thank you for this response. And I will segue to Miss Cruzan. I read your bio, and you said your goal for this pageant is to strengthen your resilience and poise. Looking forward to February 7th at Medgar College, what is one thing you want the judge and the audience to remember most about Cruzan Cools when you walk off the stage?
Okay, that is a very good question. One thing I want the judges and the audience to remember most about me is whether or not I do win the crown. I want them to look at me and say, this contestant really gave it her all. This contestant really put her best foot out there. I want to leave that impact so I really connect with the audience and the judges, so they could see the amount of work and sacrifices that I have had to put into this journey. But it has been a lot, but I want that to be evident on the night just to show people that I really have put my best foot forward to make that connection with persons so they feel it too.
So they feel it too. And speaking on feeling, I want to bring it back to Kieran. Kieran, today, January 19th, on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we are reflecting on the power of vision, the power of purpose. How does Dr. King's legacy inspire the work you do as organizers and the platform you're creating for these young women in all of its essence, where Dr. Martin Luther King speaks on the idea of unity, and we have Black, proud, beautiful women representing their island, representing where they're from. How can you connect, this legacy, this inspiration of unity with the platform that you're bringing? I'm not sure why you went on the side, Kieran. But you're on the side. What you did with the orientation, Kieran?
I think he may be frozen.
Yes, I think so
I
too.
think the phone calls and everyone, they're just calling. So I think that threw me off. So to get back to the question, I think the pageant, there's sometimes things happen unbeknownst to you where everything just lines up. Not only are we hosting the pageant during Independence Month, the pageant actually is hosted during the month of February, which is Black History Month. So all of this ties into Dr. King's dream. Young persons, we are the young. We are the dream that he was talking about. It is true that we have overcome a lot, but we still have a lot more to do. And the pageant in itself, the work that the young women are doing, that is a part of the dream of getting us into spaces that were not maybe open to us before. Via these young women, we are finding out so many things that they are doing, and we are just fortunate to be as organizers, as St. Lucians who are more mature in years to go along for the ride. So I think it's a culmination of the dream, and we are seeing the dream actually work out itself. And it's a dream that extends beyond the diaspora. It goes back to St. Lucia, and it goes back to, again, community, the civil rights movement. It was all about us. Whatever Dr. King did, he did it collectively. And in a sense, we are living up to that. We are living up to the dream.
Thank you so much in explaining how, again, these experiences and the fact we're celebrating Black History Month, Dr. Martin Luther King, and these days how they honor the heritage of Blacks in in USA, which ideally the name of the pageant. And we know that the pageant of this pageant of this caliber, it requires vision. You know, you all are visionaries, coordination, and an intense dedication, which I have seen from its inception. You all are dedicated to the work and ensuring that you've created a platform that will definitely test this, the will stand against the test of time. Could you share the key elements involved in planning and executing an event of this scale? Please share with our audience.
I think what, as organizers, what we've come to recognize is when we sort of envision hosting this pageant, we knew we all came with talents, but it may be talent we're not that proficient in the world of pageantry. So we've had to do homework there. The next thing that we had to recognize from jump is that we are not qualified in every aspect of pageantry. So when it came to media persons, so you realize there's a place for the Herminas of the community, and a Hermina that is tied to the appropriate venue, which is Medgar Evers College. So you had to align yourself with the right sound people, the right lighting people, the right decorating people, ensuring that the security is there, ensuring that you have the right persons on staff to make the young women feel that Forroots is just not looking for women to make a name for Forroots, but Forroots has a vision. So at the end of the day, the pageant, it's about the young women. It's all about the young women. So we had to ensure that the proper persons are in the right places to ensure that when these women get to the finish line, from winner down to the last contestant, that they still feel that they were represented well, and when they walk off that stage, that you may be walking off the stage as a winner, great, but walking off that stage, everyone is a winner. Because to put yourself out there, yes, there will be judges in the front row. The judges are very limited. 5, 6, 7 judges, or if you say competition, 10 judges, that's just a small part of it. But now you're putting yourself out there to be judged by every person in a seat on that night, every person viewing you online, every Saint Lucian who may be in London, who may be in Canada, who may be on the ground, your family is watching. So I think the fact that you're comfortable and bold enough to put yourself out there, you are already a winner. So for Forroots, it's all about putting the right persons in place and realizing that we cannot do this alone. It takes a village. It takes an entire village to make it happen. So going into 2026, the thinking, the attitude, it's all the same. We need the village. And for persons who are in the village that we have not touched base with, now is the time for you to be touching base with us. Now is the time for you to tell us exactly what we did right. We want to hear that. But what we did wrong as well, we're just hungry to hear that, because we want this pageant to go the distance, and we want, when some of us are no longer able to do it, that we pass it on, and the Forroots brand continue to represent women, continue to represent St. Lucia and St. Lucians in the proper light.
Thank you so much. Again, you are always a step ahead of me, Kieran. I don't know how you do it, because that was the next question, right? On the key challenges and success of planning and executing the 2026 production, and you've successfully answered this question. So in that light, could you please let my audience know who will be part of the team, if you're able to, part of the team of presenters the pageant night? I know, of course, we will have our judges. Is that something that you can or cannot reveal, or how is that process going?
We're almost at the finish line when it comes to the judges. What we try to do is sort of engage persons in the community, engage persons who will give us a positive response, persons who can be fair and who can be honest. What I can tell you is that the panel of judges, as always, will be highly qualified persons. I think last year the red carpet was a hit, and I think with your assistance, it was it was sort of Grammy night, Oscar night, because persons came dressed to the T, And again, Caribbean Focus was on the grounds, sort of interviewing persons, getting the word out there, getting persons' opinion. And I think that has gone a long way into helping us. Again, we have the VIP experience, where persons get to come to the venue an hour prior to showtime to sort of just indulge and just to sort of enjoy the experience. We have our team already being trained and worked with to ensure that everything runs smoothly. Our sound persons, our lighting people, our decorators. So we are meeting with all the team members, having a run through, ensuring that the contestants have ample rehearsal time and they are sort of getting everything they need to walk into this pageant. And when they step on that stage, knowing that they're confident and they're equipped. So when any contestant walks off that stage, after every segment, you should be able to walk off that stage knowing that I nailed it. This is what I rehearsed. My chaperone and I are satisfied that, like they say, we left it all out there. The rest, it's up to the judges. But when I walk off that stage, I can hold my head up high and say, you know what? Yes, I did it. Crown or no crown, I represented myself, my community, my village to the best of my ability. And as forest organizers, that is all we can ask.
Thank you so much for this inspirational talk. And I actually wanted to go back to the contestants and in the spirit of this unity. And I'm hoping that Kieran have fired up that energy within you, to start, preparing and getting into the mindset of what you're about to undertake with this great organization. So, in the spirit of unity, I want to ask each and every one of you, what is one thing that you've learned from the other contestant that you will carry with you, maybe on the pageant night or maybe long after the pageant is over? What is one thing that you've learned from the other contestant? You've been creating a bond. You have been able to speak with with each other. So, what's one thing that you've learned from the other contestant? And you don't have to mention names, but you could mention in general, what is that one thing?
I feel from the pageant I learned the value of sisterhood and support, because I think that even in rehearsal, we are learning from one another. We're supporting one another, helping each other regardless. And I think that's really beautiful, especially to see Black women come together in a world that's, pretty tough on Black women. So it's really wonderful to the way we've been able to bond and grow together.
Thank you. And someone else? Cruzanne?
What I've learned from the contestants, basically, similar to what Tomai said, is just a willingness to help. Although it is a competition, I like the fact that people don't go into it thinking like, I don't want to help this person, so they have a one up on me. Everyone is genuinely just willing to help and assist in every way that they can to, help their fellow contestants become a better version of themselves. My fellow contestants have been able to help me with various aspects like my walk, my makeup, my hair. So it's been like I've been very appreciative of that fact. They've given me like great advice on, how to go forward and really, be a strong contestant in this pageant.
Thank you. And our last contestant, please, Nakisha.
Am I on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think for me, I've learned also what the other lady said, but for me, I think it really showed me that sometimes we doubt ourselves, but we really, it's already all in our head. Because as we also teach each other, we're always telling each other, like, sometimes we look at each other and we're like, you're like, I might have a doubt, or someone else might have a doubt. And we see, like, they're actually improving. So it shows that sometimes it's all in our head, and we really just have to focus on continuing to better ourselves, although we have to be able to see the improvements sometimes and not be so hard all the time on ourselves.
Thank you so much. And again, in the spirit of unity, definitely this bond of sisterhood, which is very important. I want to ask Kieran, please, could you share with us some of the key details about this year's pageant, and that is, where the event will be taking place, and anything important the audience should know as we get ready for February 7th.
Well, again, we are back at the People's Theatre. We at Medgar Evers College, 1650 Bedford Avenue, right in the heart of Brooklyn. It's conveniently located. You could take the train, I believe, on that line would be the 2, the 5. You could walk down the hill from Eastern Parkway, so it's right there. There's parking. So it's a wonderful venue. Again, we as a team sat and we decided that the ticket prices remain the same. So it's $80 for your regular ticket, and if you are um, bold enough to want the VIP experience, we are offering that for $120. So you'd get to the venue earlier than showtime, almost an hour before showtime, and that comes with a cocktail, your dinner, and that if you've been to the pageant for the past 2 years, nothing has changed. For persons coming out from the different states, you can purchase tickets on Eventbrite. I know the contestants themselves have their own tickets that they're selling, or you can contact the Four Roots team at 718-607-2810 to make prior arrangements. But the process is the same. We are promising you a grand affair. I think this year, if you've been following the pageant, we started with 7, then we went to 6. This year, we have 4 solid contestants. And what I can tell you, for the 7, the 10, the 12 that we don't have, the 4 women that we have make up for whatever we're missing. So nothing will be missing this year. The experience will be the same. As a matter of fact, I think with 4 contestants, you will get a lot for your money. So we will take our time. The experience is the same. So we expect you to come out there prim and proper, like they say in Saint Lucia, dressed to the nines, because that's how persons come. So if you're coming to the pageant for the very first time, dress up, because we don't want you on the red carpet feeling, oh, I thought that was a little. I was shocked when I saw persons in the foyer and the way they were dressed. So it's an event. It's a grand affair, and again, we are, as Forward organizers, we that's the product we present, and we are going to stick to that. So come on out, support the community, support these young women, and support it's a movement. Support the movement. This is not about Forwards. It's about the promotion of St. Lucian talent by young St. Lucian women, and it's a great way to mingle with the community and just sit back and watch a great presentation.
Thank you very much. And before we end, I would love to give each of you, of the final contestants, an opportunity to leave one final message to our viewing and listening audience about what or who you are, and what you stand for as you step on the stage on February 7th. So maybe one message you hope the audience, our viewing and listening audience, one message you hope that they can take away about who you are as we prepare for February 7th. And I will start with contestant number 1. And please, when you respond, just remind the audience the constituency that you are representing, and the final message, your final lasting message that you want to leave with the audience. Let's start with contestant number 1.
Hello, good night again, everyone. I'm representing Miku, the very vibrant community there. And the final message I would like to leave with everyone this evening is hard work pays off. Yes, I would like to say that because I think that this is trying times. This is very trying times, and I think that we are working very hard, and we need to love ourselves, give ourselves that time to rest, but also hard work will always pay off. And I think taking part in this pageant has taught me that discipline, hard work, and all of those that fall under that umbrella. I believe that's the message I would like to leave with all of you this evening. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. And the same question, I will pass it on to contestant number 2.
Hello, everyone. My name is Makisha, and I represent the community of Girls LA. My message for everyone would definitely be to love yourself, know your worth, and always reach for your dreams. Well, when you know your worth, you're able to actually go for what you want and treat those around you the way you want to be treated.
Thank you. Contestant number 3 is not here with us. We should be able to have our interview on Friday, I believe, but we will definitely give her an opportunity to share her message and pretty much welcome herself, introduce herself to the audience. Okay, let us move on to contestant number 4.
Okay. So the message that I want to leave with everyone is basically what I think that everyone has reiterated tonight is that persons from St. Lucia are filled with numerous talents. We are very intellectual people, multifaceted people. So the message that I want to leave is basically that any St. Lucian can aim to make their mark specifically through this avenue of pageantry. I just want to be a representation for my people. I want to show that I'm rooted in pride and culture and just reflect the resilience of this island on a whole.
Thank you so much. And Kieran, I'm not going to leave you out. I'm going to add you in. Let me put your picture too. I'm going to give you your picture too. Okay. So
Thank you
what's
very
your
much.
final message, please?
Uh, well, allow me to just thank you again for always partnering with us and always working. It seems that we always have you under the wire, but as always, you shine. I think we see the work that you do up front, but many persons don't know in the short span of time that we had this conversation that all of this, all the graphics, all the photos, everything you did behind the scenes to push this forward. So when we say we appreciate you and what you do for the Four Roots brand, what you do for St. Lucians and these young women, we do not take it lightly. So again, thank you for having us this evening and for providing the Four Roots team with a platform to really push this movement. So on behalf of the Four Roots team, Neva Jean and all the others working behind the scene, Miss Shanna Monero, who works so closely with the women, our sound person in natural sounds, our lighting people, Cool Connections. So the Medgar Evers team, everybody who has anything to do with this pageant, we just want to say thank you for assisting us in again staging a grand presentation in 2026. To the young women, I say, congratulations, you guys are almost at the finish line. We see the hard work that you do, and this entire production would be nothing without you and your talents. Thank you for putting yourselves out there. We, as the Four Roots organization, we hope you're having fun. We hope that you're enjoying the experience. We hope that as you go through the process, your vision, your platform becomes clearer. And crown or not, the Four Roots organization stands behind our word. We're here to support every young woman. And the experience with Four Roots, the experience with us, does not end when February 7th happens. It goes way beyond that. We're a family, and we hope that going forward we move as a family. So we just want to say thank you, and thank you for this evening. And we are looking forward to everyone coming out in large numbers to support this movement. So again, Hermina, we thank you so very much for this wonderful experience.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank you, Kieran and Neva. We have to find a way to bring her into the light, and hopefully one day she could join us as well. So I want to thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you, Kieran, working
Thank you.
with all members of the organization. It's very fluid, and we all bring our different perspectives, and it's always been welcoming. And I've always felt welcome, and I thank you for that. And I want to thank the ladies again for working with me, where there's a lot of things that's happening behind the scenes, and you are able to come together to participate and make this presentation possible. So thank you for joining me on this incredible journey. Your spirit, your willingness to share your story. It means so much to me. I think that would be the greatest thing a host can ask for, right? For their audience, and also for their guests to be opened. And this is exactly what you did. And we are excited to highlight each of you, and to celebrate the pride, the culture, the excellence that each of you bring. And I'm hoping to join you on February 7th, and to continue this celebration. And I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you so very much for joining me on Caribbean Focus. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
having me.
You are most
You.
welcome. Thank you for making it possible. Okay. And thank you to my viewing and listening audience for tuning in. This has been Caribbean Focus. Thanks for listening and watching. Be well.